What's happening, everyone? I just landed here at Denver International Airport. Was on a plane full of Broncos fans coming back from Las Vegas from beating the Raiders on yesterday. But hey, here let's talk some Kansas City Chiefs. Right, they lost on last night, 20-10 to the Houston Texans. They are 6-7 after 13 games this season, out of the playoff picture. Right, and look, their offensive line is terrible. Right, as Charles Barkley would say, terrible. Uh, their offensive line is just shaken up, and they just lost Wanye Morris for the season right now. Travis Kelce looked like it's time to retire. Has some critical drops in that game as well, right? Looked like it's time for him to go off into the sunset with Taylor Swift and leave football alone. Great career, though. Give him a lot of credit for that. But it's time for him to move on from football, right? Yeah, 6-7, right? It looks like they're all done on this season. How about the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? All this talk about firing Mike Tomlin, and they just go on the road and whip up on the Ravens on yesterday, and now the Steelers are all alone in first place, and the Steelers are not going to fire Mike Tomlin, as I mentioned in one of my clips on yesterday. They're going to stand by him, of course. And then tonight, we got a good one on Monday Night Football, right? I'm still going with the Chargers as long as Justin Herbert is healthy. You know, he's dealing with that left hand wrist injury, right? His non-throwing hand. And the Chargers is also getting their rookie running back, Omarion Hampton, back on tonight as well. So I'm picking the Chargers to beat the Eagles on tonight. I think it's going to be a good football game. I'm going to go 24-20 in that matchup. How about the MVP conversation, right, for International Football League? Drake May is my top choice right now, right? Second-year player out of North Carolina. They've completely turned that organization around, 11-2, tied for the best record in the National Football League. He's been outstanding, close to 75% accuracy at the quarterback position, right? That's almost Drew Brees-like numbers when you come to accuracy, right? So I got Drake May number one. I got Matthew Stafford number two. He's had a phenomenal year at the quarterback position. The Rams 10-3. I mean, they just monkey stomped the Arizona Cardinals on yesterday, right? I got a surprising name in that MVP conversation too. Jackson Smith-Njigba, the wide receiver from the Seattle Seahawks. He's put up monster numbers on this season. So I have him at number three, and number four, Josh Allen. Josh Allen was Superman again on yesterday with that win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Buffalo Bills just defensively, they're just horrible though, right? So those are my top four candidates for MVP in the National Football League. Let's move over to college football. Notre Dame out of the playoff picture, right? They whining, man. You might as well give them some cheese to go with that wine. And look, I think Notre Dame should have been in over Alabama. And I know you're not supposed to penalize the team for playing the extra game, but Alabama has not played well in the last month of the season. They struggled with LSU. They struggled with Auburn. They lost at home to Oklahoma. Auburn and LSU are poo, right? Horrible. And they struggled with those two teams, right? And then, of course, they only had 11 first downs against Georgia. They had -3 yards rushing. I could have had -3 yards rushing in that game with you all blocking for me, right? Just terrible. Notre Dame should have been in. Look, I know they only have one top 25 win over USC. They only have one top 25 win this year, and that was over USC, correct? I know Alabama has more, but if you look at the end of the season, you look at the eye test, Notre Dame looked really impressive down the stretch this season, right? So I personally thought Notre Dame should have been over Alabama. I have no problems with Miami getting in. Miami beat Notre Dame. But that being said, it's time for Notre Dame to get over it, stop the whining. They should have at least played in the bowl game, give the kids a chance to play. But they were so upset they didn't even want to play in the bowl game. All right, let's talk about these college football first round playoff matchups and predictions, right? So you got the number 5 seed, Oregon, against number 12, James Madison. Of course, I'm picking Oregon in that game, and I think they win by at least 17 points in that matchup. Ole Miss against Tulane. These two teams played earlier this year, and Ole Miss whipped them 45-10. I think Ole Miss wins again, even without Lane Kiffin. I don't think it's going to be a 35-point victory again. I'm going to go 17-20 points victory for Ole Miss in this matchup. Then we got Texas A&M against Miami. I think that's going to be a heck of a football game. I thought Miami was playing very well down to the end of the year, and Texas A&M was actually kind of going in the opposite direction. That being said, I'm going to pick Texas A&M in a close matchup. I think it gives them time to kind of regroup here over the next couple of weeks. So I'm picking A&M at home in that one. I think it's going to be a good game, 30-24, Texas A&M in that matchup. And then Oklahoma against Alabama. I know these two teams played as well in the regular season. Oklahoma went on the road against Alabama, won 23-21. I like this Oklahoma defense. Alabama struggling, and I think John Mateer gets a couple more weeks to get healthy. And for Oklahoma to kind of start to get it back offensively, I'm going Oklahoma at home in this game, 28-20, Oklahoma. So those are my predictions for the first round of the college football playoff. Last but not least, the WNBA still in contract negotiation. The Dallas Wings, I call them the Dallas Chicken Wings, only have 6 players under contract. So they're hoping that this collective bargaining agreement will come to some kind of finalization so they can start getting some players under contract. All right, everyone. Y'all having an amazing night. Enjoy your Monday Night Football. Hey, tonight, tune in. Talking Sports with the 12th Man, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on tonight. If you got the game on, turn the volume down on the game and listen to us. We're going to be on Talking Sports with the 12th Man Facebook page, Talking Sports with the 12th Man YouTube channel. Tune in to us. We're going to be talking about this college football madness. We're going to be talking NFL. We're going to be talking NBA. So you definitely want to tune in on tonight. I'll be with my brothers, JQ Jenkins, Andre Peterson, Gary Schaefer. Tune in to us tonight, Talking Sports with the 12th Man. 10 p.m. Eastern Time for those of you all in Philadelphia, New York, Atlanta, Florida. If you're on the West Coast, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Portland, that's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And for those of you all in the Mountain Time Zone I'm in right now in Denver, that's going to be 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Also, for those of you all in Salt Lake, that's going to be 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for you all as well. So don't forget, tune in tonight. All right, everyone. God bless.